Welcome back to The Guru and the Good Dude. I am Tim Warlow, the Guru, and today I have Nolan Ellis, the Good Dude. Now, Nolan and I have met a few times over the last couple of years, and we were having dinner the other night, and we were talking about the podcast, and I'm excited to talk to you for a couple of reasons, Nolan. I've had a couple athletes on here before, and you had mentioned that was a big part of your life in college, but I do a lot of restaurant and bar business, and that's the other big part of your life now, which is Nolan is, what is it, co-owner of Elsewhere,
partner
right?
of Elsewhere, yeah.
Partner at Elsewhere, which is, I would say, by far one of the most notable bars in San Antonio.
I appreciate you saying that.
Been around for a while. It always has a great reputation, and anytime people come into town, that's where we want to take them, and that's where we wind up. It's a fun spot.
Thank you for the support, man.
Yeah, and what I do on this podcast, man, if you haven't, listened to episodes in the past, I love to get to know people and hear their whole story. And along the way, we take some breaks and figure out, what makes you who you are today and how you got to this point. But I really like to start the podcast by letting people tell their story. So, who are you? Where did you get started? And how did you get to where you are?
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Where do I begin?
You can start with where you're from.
Yeah. Okay. Born and raised in San Antonio.
There we go.
Born and raised in San Antonio. Grew up in like Leon Springs area. I was really fortunate to be able to try like a bunch of different things growing up. My parents, I come from a really amazing household. Like my dad's a very successful businessman. He's been in development for, I think he started in like the early 2000s. He did his first like major build. He did the boardwalk, which is right across from Dominion. And him and his friends opened up this really cool little bar at the time called Chongo's.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember Chongo's.
Yeah. And I spent a lot of time there myself. Like after baseball games, me and my friends would always be running around that area. And so
Chongo's was the same spot that like Tony Parker eventually owned? Okay.
Yeah. So my dad sold it to Tony Parker's brother, I believe. And I don't think it lasted, like, it didn't last too long.
No, it's been a few different things. Angry Elephant, and now it's
The Deuce.
The Deuce.
Yeah, which is a funny name for a bar.
I actually enjoy The Deuce a lot because I can go there and watch a UFC fight and spend like buy $2 beers and watch a fight for free. Everywhere else is so expensive.
Oh yeah.
No knock on Elsewhere because you got to pay the bills downtown.
Yeah.
And they're actually more affordable than a lot of places. But you go somewhere for a cocktail now, it's like $15 is a minimum.
Oh yeah.
It's just, I don't know.
It's nuts. Yeah, it's nuts.
So your dad did that development, and I actually know your dad well. We hang out and smoke cigars every once in a while, but that was the first one. He just kind of decided, I'm going to get into real estate development.
Yeah, he's done a lot of different things, man. I think he was working at a radio station for a really long time and worked his way up to VP. And once that company sold, he kind of ventured off and started doing some private development. So that was his first big business venture, was building that strip center. And once he sold that, he built the Ridge, which is right next to where Elsewhere 2 is going to be.
Right.
And so actually, like the parcel of land that we acquired for Elsewhere 2, we bought it from him too. So
very full circle too.
Seriously, yeah.
Because it wasn't Taryn's first property or first bar right there.
That's right.
Which was the Ivy.
It was the Ivy. Yeah. So he was my dad, or Taryn was like my dad's first tenant.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And that's kind of that's initially how we connected. And Taryn pretty much became, part of the family. Like he would come to dinners. He went to my 8th grade graduation.
Nice.
Dude, yeah. And
that's a crazy tenant-landlord relationship.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Most of the time, tenants hate their landlords and landlords hate their tenants.
Yeah. There's a funny story, too. I mean, like, they had their battles between the two of them. That's funny because like now, like they're able to joke about it now, but there was one point where Taryn sued my dad.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because he had in his lease that he was going to be the only nightclub, and I think somebody came in and one of the tenants started doing essentially like it was weird because it was a sushi spot and they would do I guess they would do some sort of like a transition into like a nightclub type of deal.
Sushi disco, yeah.
Yes, I don't know how that worked out, but I don't think it did. It obviously didn't. But anyway, so yeah, there was some legal recourse now, but they joke about it. It's funny.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good they can joke about it.
Yeah, right.
So you kind of see your dad doing some real estate development stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And hanging out at some of his establishments. And how does that impact you? Because I grew up with a dad with a very regular like 9-to-5 job, no risk, very risk averse, playing the long game. And later, now my son watches me do stuff all the time. I'm like, hey, we got to go look at this house. We're flipping this. We're doing that. He's been working with me since he was like 2 years old. So how does that impact you?
Man, yeah, still to this day, like he's definitely like I'm his biggest fan. Like I've learned so much from him. I mean, he still continues to help out. And pretty much, I mean, he's always been supportive of everything that I do, like starting from baseball and then transitioning into opening up elsewhere downtown and then now expanding. He's just always helped us out. And yeah, I mean, even when I wasn't really, even as just like a kid playing baseball, like I would always see him, like the running joke was he was always on the phone taking calls, like at practices, at games and everything like that. He was always working, man. Like he didn't have that like 9-to-5, like structured job.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my first, look into what it's like running your own business. And I mean, I would see him, on days where he'd be very, very stressed out. And I was like, man, like this, I don't know if this is something that I want to do when I'm older.
Right.
That seems like a lot, like why not just get a.
Well, I think that's what I was going to ask you because my son sees me in the same way as like, and I've gotten better at it. It's something where you have to kind of establish some working hours and some boundaries with like clients and people, but there's only so much you can do.
Absolutely.
So I wonder how that, like, did it annoy the hell out of you that your dad was on the phone all the time?
No, I mean, it kind of got to a point where I was just like, obviously it became really normal. And once I started realizing like the, rewards that he would gain from doing all this work, like outside of, just like his scheduled, like being actually on site and stuff like that. I was like, oh wow, there's something to this. And, it was always really awesome to see all the things that he was able to create. I mean, he opened up, he was a part of Conroy's in Bernie for a while with Taryn, and, he opened up an Italian spot in Bernie as well, called Fredo's back in the day. Mm-hmm. So he's just done a lot of different things. And, I mean, just kind of being, even in the car, just hearing like how he would handle certain situations, like whether I knew it or not, it was always something that I was going to, carry with me, to this day, just how he handles adversity and all the things. So,
yeah, you had mentioned that, you saw some of that happening, some of the stress around the job, and you thought, hey, I don't know if I want to do this. What did you want to do?
Man, honestly, baseball was just, I was so invested in it, and I didn't even care. Like, I didn't care to think of any other opportunities outside of it.
How'd you do in school?
I was basically like, I got good grades, but I pretty much did the bare minimum, man. I didn't really apply myself as much. Again, like I was
just
only
enough to stay on varsity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, middle school and high school, like that was kind of just like my identifier. You know what I mean? I was, every time someone would talk to me, it was about baseball. And,
yeah, so that's your identity, and you're going through high school. What are you thinking as you approach like senior year? Obviously, you went on to play in college, but what were you thinking about where you were going to go and what that meant for you?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I mean, I remember like my junior and senior year of high school. I mean, this is like, I would say if someone asked me like if I missed baseball, I mainly just miss the feeling of, you know, being complete control and like complete dominance, or just like knowing like this is what I was put on this earth to do.
What position did you play?
I was a pitcher.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you were running the show.
For sure. Yeah. And so yeah, in high school, man, like you know, I had a very good high school career. I got all state and all these accolades and things like that. And I remember going off my freshman year to college to play at a pretty good junior college in West Texas. And you know, like most people, it was funny because I don't know if I was expecting.
So you go to, and then just pull it up a little closer.
Got you.
There you go. Cool.
All right. Hopefully that's good enough.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Okay. It's not moving much.
Hold on.
Wonderful.
So, okay. So you go to junior college. Was that Abilene or San Angelo?
It's called Ranger Junior College, and it's in Ranger, Texas.
Oh, interesting.
And it's in between Abilene and Fort Worth, just like in the middle of nowhere. And I remember my mom was dropping me off, and she hadn't seen this place before. She's dropping me off, and as we're pulling into the campus, she just starts crying.
Oh, no.
She's like seeing how shitty this place is. It's just like, I can't believe you're going here. Like, and I'm just like,
Where did you go to high school?
I went to Clark my freshman year, and then I followed a baseball coach to Antonian. So I finished up my sophomore through senior year at Antonian.
So that's a private school.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, you're going from a nice private school to the middle of West Texas.
Dude, it was humbling to say the least. But man, it was some of the best times because I mean, you really had to. I mean, it was all about what you made. It could have been the worst possible time, you know, like it was in the worst place, but you get really close with the guys and you're going through hell. And I mean, the first 4 weeks, we had to wake up at 4 a.m. and our coach would make us run a mile, which was, you know, it's 1 mile completely around the campus. It's tiny.
Okay.
And so we'd have to line up at like 4:30 in the morning, and we had to run a mile in 6 minutes and 15 seconds or under. I mean, it had to be like if it was over 6 minutes, 15 seconds, you didn't practice that day.
Wow.
And so
that's pretty quick.
Brother, it was
like I was more of a runner. I ran track and did cross country, and like I would average like 6 minute miles for 3 miles, but like for football players, I didn't have that kind of like strength and size. So or for baseball players.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that was pretty tough.
Oh dude, it was me full tilt sprinting for an entire mile.
Oh man.
And so it didn't matter if you made it the first day, the second day, like you had to do it every single day or you didn't practice that day. And so the big guys on the team, they didn't practice for the first 4 weeks.
Oh my God.
So they didn't get playing time, dude.
Yeah.
It was, and all these people are getting hurt, like pulled hamstrings. One guy like tore his Achilles and all this shit. And like finally the coach after like 4 weeks was like, you know what, this is probably kind of fucked up.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, is this really the best idea?
Bro, it was a horrible idea.
Had he ever coached baseball before? What?
It was his first time being a head coach, and there's no rules or regulations in junior college, which also makes like junior college baseball like especially in like Texas and California, dude, like junior college baseball is competitive.
Yeah.
And most of the time, like most of the people that go to junior colleges are about to go to a big D1 or they're going to get drafted. And so we're getting kids from all over the world. Like half of my team was from Latin America, and so they didn't speak any sort of English or anything. So that was definitely like my first taste of like, you know, I mean, again, like I come from like a very cush sheltered life.
Yeah. And
so like being thrown into this really, you know, ragtag like junior college with all these people from all over the world, it was wild, you know. And did
anybody from your school go with you too, from Antonian?
Actually, yeah. our third baseman, both of us went to Ranger Junior College, and we both did pretty well. He stopped playing after that first year at Ranger, and I went on to play at UIW afterwards. But man, like that was a pivotal moment for sure for me, and because again, like going back to like there was no regulations on how much we practiced or how much we ran or anything like that, which again, like that's a recipe for disaster or like complete and utter like triumph. Like you could turn it into,
It's like SEALs training or something.
100%.
Like
100%.
they're trying to get you to drop out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because what you're saying is, which I didn't realize, is that what junior college in general for baseball is competitive to get to the next step. Mm-hmm. So it's because we had kids from our school that went to junior college, like Angelo State, to try to play football or something because they didn't get taken to a D1 school, and I always thought it was just like whatever. Like put you out in the middle of nowhere and nobody knows what's going on.
Exactly.
And it seemed like they were having a great time, but they didn't wind up getting into any schools.
Right.
So you're saying that it's actually a pretty common stepping stone to get to D1.
For sure. But to your point, like, classmates, for example, would like often wonder, it's like, I thought Nolan would be going to like a Division I or something like that. And like, I'll be honest with you, like I was, at the time, like I got a couple of other offers, like walk-on spots at like Texas State and A&M Corpus. I just didn't throw, like I was kind of a late bloomer. Like I didn't hit puberty until like sophomore or junior year of high school. And so, I wasn't wowing, like the scouts, right? So that was kind of just my next step. And, but yeah, man, it was really, really fun, but it was also like, I have so many funny stories. I mean, I met some of the most interesting characters, at that place. And, man, like our coach was just completely ruthless. Like my favorite story is, it was Halloween weekend, and we wanted to go see Riff Raff at Texas State.
No.
Yeah, dude. Riff Raff at some like random fraternity.
Oh, dude. And
so our coach is like, all right, I'll text you guys, Sunday morning and let you guys know about when practice is. And we're like, great, we're going to go out. We're going to go. We left Saturday afternoon, went there, had a great time. And we get a text from our coach saying, okay, well, we have practice at 4 p.m. and we're just like, that's not ideal. Like we're probably like, even if we left right now, it's going to be cutting it close,
Oh,
so
wow.
we're driving like 100 miles an hour back to make it in time for practice. And, we pull up and everyone is like in the parking lot, the entire team and the coaches are just like standing like in a semicircle, and they're seeing us like, bust out of this car. Like one guy was in his underwear and wearing cowboy boots because we didn't expect to like have an audience. We were just like, oh, we got to make it to the locker room, get changed, and go out to practice. And so we get out of the car, and as soon as we get out, he's like, yeah, you guys just go home. You're not practicing today. And we're just like, okay, we're in deep shit.
Oh no.
And the next day, dude, we go to practice. He had made t-shirts for us that said best Halloween ever. He gave us trick or treat baskets, and it had 21 pieces of candy in it. And we had to run a mile or 21 miles, right? And each time we had to come back and put a piece of candy back into this bowl. And dude, it was diabolical.
21 miles?
Yeah, in one day. No stopping. And also like we couldn't even get water. Every time we stopped to get water, he was following us in a golf cart like all night. It took us we started at 6 p.m. and didn't finish until like midnight or something like that. Midnight or 1 a.m. And he was following us the entire time. And every time we would go in to get water or something, he'd be like, nah, you're not getting any of that, man. Keep running.
So that's hours and hours of running. Yeah. Were you, the whole time, were you running thinking Riff Raff was worth this?
Honestly, no. I was contemplating quitting. Like there was one kid that quit, a couple
Just
of them.
quit the team.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Again, like he was weeding out like all the people that didn't want it, right? And so, I mean, the punishment that we would endure sometimes was insane. We would have to do log rolls.
I just want to say, like, this clip is getting sent to Riff Raff so he knows he ended someone's college baseball career. That is wild, man.
Dude, I know. But
he's been popping up on my timeline recently, or on my feed recently, doing, oh my God, doing freestyles, and I'm like, oh, he was actually very creative. But did you ever see Spring Breakers? With James Franco?
Think so. Oh yeah,
James Franco's like
yes.
pretending to be Riff Raff.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that's what it's like. But was it a good concert?
I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Was it worth it? No,
absolutely
not.
I can't imagine that, man.
No.
Well, okay, so you were gonna tell another story. These are great. I love this. Tell me another story.
No, I mean, just kind of going. I was just kind of highlighting like the fact that like again, junior college was such an experience, man, and like. I think that was my first taste of, I was starting to realize like, there's better competition out there, and I'm no longer like, I can't just be like skating by and like relying on just my skills or in like my, natural talent. Right. And so I'll be honest, like, I think that year kind of instilled some doubt in me. And I would say that was kind of the downfall, or like why I wasn't able to kind of continue on after college, was just because like I was faced with like all that, like the competition, and I was just like, oh shit, I don't know if I got this anymore.
Were you getting playtime? I mean,
I was getting plenty of playtime. And in hindsight, like looking back, I didn't have that bad of, it's not like I was going out there and just completely getting annihilated, but just the fact that I wasn't in, complete and utter domination all the time was just a shock to me. And so even going, like when I transitioned to play at UIW, right, I just remember like kind of, instead of going out there with that killer mentality, I was kind of like going out there like with fear.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, I hope I do well for my team. I don't want to let down like my coaches
you were
and
getting
shit.
the yips.
Yes. Yeah, a little bit, dude.
We were just talking about that. That's like a pretty common thing in baseball, and I mean a lot of sports, but sounds like. So do you remember a specific time where you like had those doubts, or was it just all the time?
I mean, man, I remember coming back like for Christmas break my freshman year, and I kind of just like, man, I was just kind of in a way defeated. I was like, man, I just, this isn't working out the way I thought it was going to be. I thought I was going to go there. I thought I was going to crush it. And instead of like answering that call and being like, okay, now's the time to like dig my heels in, work harder, it was kind of like an opposite effect. And I was still like doing what I needed to do, and like, going out there and having some like pretty decent starts and coming into like middle relief and things like that. But, that complete confidence was a little bit shot. And so I, like going to UIW, I basically got just, a walk-on type of situation. And they were like, I mean, yeah, like, just got, and keep in mind, like UIW at the time had just turned to D1, and they weren't that good at all, man. Yeah. We were getting slaughtered. Dude, there was one weekend we were playing SFA, and we gave up a combined total of 62 runs as a pitching staff in 3 games. Yeah, it was insane.
Pretty brutal.
It was brutal.
That should have made the news or like Sports Center or something.
It was brutal.
Against SFA, which is also a pretty small private school.
It is like a pretty small Division I.
Yeah.
And they were, I will say, like to our, I don't know, they were cheating. They rolled their bats. So I'm not going to say that, it's not.
They rolled their bats in what?
So like, I don't know.
I don't follow baseball like at all. I played when I was a kid, but.
So there's a thing in college where you can basically like manipulate the bats, and you can't do it as much anymore because there's a lot more like rules and regulations, but you were able to take out like these rings like within the bats, and it would make it like make the ball go
Out of a wooden
further.
bat?
No, metal bats. Yeah, because in college it's metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, BB core is what it was
Right.
called. And so you could take out these rings that were kind of like, not like training wheels, but you know, they definitely, again, if you took them out, the ball would just fly just much further. So anyways, they
Why
did
are
that.
they even in there?
It's a fair question, but that's the way that they do it. Like from high school to college, like if we use like the high school bats, it just wouldn't even be fair. We'd give up, people would be giving up 62 runs in a weekend,
Right,
you know, on a regular basis. And so anyways, yeah, like we weren't that good our first couple years, man. And then we got this coach from Rice. His name's Patrick Hallmark, and he's actually now at UTSA. And this past year, UTSA like made it to the super regionals. Like he took this team like almost all the way, man. And you know, UTSA isn't the biggest Division I school, right? And so it was a massive success.
So he came into UIW first, and well, I mean, he was at Rice, which is honestly a great. I just watched them play football last week, and I was like, damn, they're really good.
Yeah,
you know. So, and so he helped you guys get better.
Oh yeah.
Did somebody new coming on, like a coach coming into your world, like inspire you to keep trying, or did it continue to feel like I'm just kind of
going through the motions
here, going through the motions?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, again, like I would often lean on like the support that I had. Like I had a bunch of coaches, like my select coach is like a longtime friend, and he was always calling me and kind of like reassuring me. He was like, yeah, man, I mean, it's, you know, college baseball is competitive. You know what I mean? And, you know, of course you're not going to be the guy. Sometimes you're going to have bad days. And I just wasn't used to having bad days.
Yeah.
And, so that was kind of, again, like the main thing that created all that doubt. But again, like my dad would always be kind of calling and encouraging me when I would have bad games and all the things. And so, you know, the first 2 years at UIW, we were trash, and Patrick Hallmark came in and kind of turned the entire program around. And we had our best, year in program history. We made it to the NCAA tournament, and, yeah, it was a massive, you know, win for us. And
let me ask you, because again, like I like sports, but I'm not so into it that I would know like what a coach could even come in and do, right? So like, what is something that he did that you could point to that actually changed the program?
Dude, I mean, it's the best way to put it is like it took me back to junior college. He like ran the team like a drill sergeant.
Oh,
he like instilled fear and was like, you know, instead of us like looking at each other and like pointing fingers, like we were like looking to him like he was the adversary, and like we had to like prove him wrong type of thing.
Oh wow.
But it worked, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, at least for the people that got playing time and stuff like, there was plenty of people that quit and things like that. Because again, like, you know, the punishment and stuff like that, if we got caught doing something we weren't supposed to, like he would let us have it. And but you know, I wasn't necessarily on his good side. Like I was kind of, you know, because like my baseball output like wasn't as good as I was hoping it would be, I kind of turned to just like wanting to, you know, have fun and like be like the you know, the team clown type of thing. And so I got in trouble a lot. Man. And and needless to say, like my senior year, I didn't get a whole lot of playing time. It was actually probably like the worst year of my entire career, which, you know, obviously that sucks, because that's when you're, you know,
trying to prove yourself.
Exactly.
To
like,
go
to the next level.
There are so many levels to baseball too.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
It's like, I don't think anything like that exists in the NFL, but it's like, oh yeah, you got the minor leagues and then the AAA team and the AA team and the, you know, it just goes on, and there's so many people vying for those small spots.
Yeah.
So you kind of just checked out though.
A little bit, yeah.
And do you think it was because of the pressure from the coach, or do you feel like you just knew, you saw the writing on the wall and you were like, well, I'm going to graduate. I'm probably not going to play anymore. Yeah.
Right. It was, again, like I was in a way like, kind of defeated, and it was more about like the pressure I was like applying to myself to like, be perfect in a way. So, I kind of like my junior and senior year, like I said, that's when it became real. I was like, okay, like, I don't think this is going to work out. Like, what am I going to do now? Which was a very like sobering, and a little bit of a disappointing, I'm not going to say like, I'm glad that I played, as many years as I did, but the one thing that I do regret is not like answering that call in a different way.
Yeah.
Of, being more competitive and kind of stepping up and like playing with conviction.
How has that impacted you after college though?
Man, like I think, to this day, I'm still kind of searching for that, that feeling of, camaraderie that I got with my team. That's what I miss the most, man, is like the team aspect of it. Like we were in the trenches together, and, afterwards, like when it all ended, I kind of just remember just like not really knowing what I wanted to do or how to like interact with people. You know what I mean? Cause like my main identity was kind of just, it was gone.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I don't know what's next. And I remember getting a call from Taryn and my dad, and it was like on one of my last days of practice. And it's when I first heard like, the bar business. And I was like, I never had any sort of desire or anything, or I just never even thought it was in the realm of opportunity.
Right.
And Taryn was kind of just bouncing some ideas off of, all of his friends and things like that. He's like, I found this place called The Luxury, and, it's kind of down and in the dumps. And I think it would be a great location. I think we could really like turn it around and revamp it. So he was kind of still like looking for partners at this point, and like, but just asking general questions of like, cause my dad, was basically like kind of like a mentor to Taryn, like in a way, like back in the day. And so, I remember getting that call and just kind of, they were just like, I think this would be an amazing opportunity. And I remember going to look at it when it was still The Luxury, and it was a very strange, I don't know. I was just like, man, I don't know what I want to do. But I mean, this seems like it could be really cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, it was initially going to be 3 of us. It was going to be me, Taryn, and another guy named Hetty. And luckily, the third guy kind of dropped off. And so we opened February 7th of 2020.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dog.
Yeah. It was probably the worst time we get into it. Right. And,
yeah.
as soon as we started like, getting the word out and people were starting to come, and things were, like, I just remember those first couple of nights of like, just being balls to the wall busy. Yeah. And we were like, this is badass. Like, this is very, very cool. Like, I feel like I'm throwing a party every single night. Like it's so much fun. And as soon as we started catching our stride, man, like the pandemic hit, and we're just like, oh my God, and me personally, I definitely didn't see it working out at all. I was just like, man, this like, my first business is going to be, it's going to be in the shitter.
Weeks.
Yes,
like,
dude.
Oh boy. That's some crazy timing.
I know.
And you were still in college, I take it?
I was actually, I had just finished my undergrad, and I was getting my MBA at the time. And, again, this, like, as soon as we first opened, it was me and Taryn, and, our first employees were all, ex-baseball players at UIW.
Nice.
And they were just working for beer, man. Like they were at the door, like they were helping us sling drinks. And so it was just me, Taryn, a bunch of baseball dudes in the beginning. Wow. It's so fun, dude. But man, I'll never forget that day that we first heard that we were going to have to shut down, I was literally in the process of like getting this guy his Modelo or something like that. Wow. He's buying a beer and I go and grab it, and Taryn calls me and is like, hey, we're going to have to shut down like right now. And I'm on the phone, I'm staring at this customer, and I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you, but it sounds like I can't give you this beer right now. And also like we're closed for
Oh no.
And so I think I'm trying to remember how long we were closed. Cause Texas, obviously like the rules and regulations were a little more lax than most. And because we were classified as more of a restaurant, we were able to open up a little bit, sooner than most places. Which kind of got us into some trouble. And there was a lot of people like in the industry that saw us like, operating as a bar and things like that. And like, they weren't able to be open at all because they didn't have food or anything like that. Right. And we would get complaints all the time from like all these neighboring bar owners and stuff like that. Like everyone was trying to like shut us down. And we're just like, I mean, listen, man, we're all outside. We don't have an occupancy. You'd be doing the same thing as we would right now.
Absolutely, yeah. Why are you just being jealous? Why
Exactly.
Yeah. So you went from some adversity and identity like issues kind of at the end of your college career straight into like a new one, like straight into a new crisis and a new identity.
Yes.
And how did that help you like, move forward? Because you had said, this is what I get out of it. You had said, like, I had never considered it.
Yeah.
And so, like, all of a sudden you're kind of just like, well, this just fell in my lap. I'll just take what I can get. Which, honestly, a lot of people go through college kind of in the same way.
Right.
Like, you go through, you try some stuff. But if you're preoccupied, like, I was doing music and then I did neuroscience at the end of my college career because I was like, I got to figure out something to do after this is over.
Right.
Thinking I would just be like a rock star. That didn't work out.
Yeah.
Right? So I give up on that, my senior year. And then I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm just going to go into sales. And then like that changes everything. You just go into something, go try something.
Yeah.
I think like the biggest thing I noticed is that you don't necessarily need an identity. It's all wrapped up in like ego and how you define yourself, not just to yourself, but to other people. And you go, what do you do? You can say, I do nothing.
Yeah.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
So I think it's okay. I think it's really okay to be in that position. So if anybody else is out there towards the end of their college career, an athlete that they don't know what to do next, it's all right to be in that position.
Right.
Just go do something.
Exactly.
Right? Go try a bunch of
something.
Shit.
Yes.
Yeah. And if opportunity knocks, just open the door and go try it.
Exactly.
So that was 5 years ago now.
Or actually I think it was like, 6 or so. Yeah. Since
you probably made that choice to get into it. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, to your point, like the first year I was kind of just like, I had no idea what I was doing. And I was kind of just like leaning on Taryn. Taryn was teaching me, all the ins and outs of the business, but this was like a sink or swim moment, like we're going through a global pandemic. Like it was a crazy way to learn, but man, like, it was a miracle, honestly, that we made it through, but it was a great way to just like, it was a crash course to run your own business. And man, I just remember like those times where we would have to like block off our seating and we would get like yelled at by our customers and, like, cause we'd have to tell them like, hey man, like we want you to be able to hang out here, but we literally cannot have you hang out here because we'll get in trouble.
Yeah.
So it was the first year, man, I had no idea what I was doing. And like that same, like anxiety of just, man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, like, and all the things. And coming out on the other end of the pandemic and everything. 'Cause I think, man, initially, I didn't expect it to be as lucrative as it has turned out to be.
Sure.
And so I kind of just thought it was going to be, basically like a hobby.
Yeah.
And I remember like the whole reason I went to, I was getting my MBA is because I was going to probably go into some marketing, job. And once this kind of took off, man, I was like, oh wow, there's something to this.
Yeah.
Like we got something here.
Yeah, some serious cheddar.
Yeah. If you ask Taryn though, like Taryn's always been like, dude, this place is going to be awesome. Like just wait. Right. But he was the one that created this entire concept, right? Like he had been wanting to exhaust this concept for years and years, because he was in the nightclub business,
right,
for a very long time. 12, 13 years, I want to say. And his main reason for wanting to do a concept like Elsewhere is he wanted longevity. He didn't want to just, have a place for a year and a half or 2 years, and have to like rebrand it after something happens. Or
he wanted a neighborhood bar, like
absolutely,
a hangout spot. Yeah,
family friendly.
It's got a little bit of nightlife vibes to it when y'all do the fire eating. And
the fire eating,
the DJ sets, but it's definitely more. It's not a nightclub,
right? Absolutely, and that's kind of still to this day like one of the ways that I think we're able to differentiate from other bars is, the fact that we it's family friendly, it's dog friendly, it's inclusive of all. We try not to create like a hostile environment. Like the music we play is upbeat and kind of just, I guess, I don't know, just
chill.
Yes,
chill vibes.
Chill vibes. Yeah.
Yeah, and you go there and there's a little bit of everybody there. So
absolutely,
it's a good spot.
Yeah.
And so now let's talk about this new one that's been in the works for couple of years now.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you a story real quick.
Yeah.
How I met Taryn, actually.
Okay.
Which is kind of funny. I probably have told you, but I was taking my girlfriend out to eat at Carriquay when it first opened.
Yeah.
And we went and sat at the bar, and he was sitting there by himself, and I noticed his watch. He had like an AP on, which I think he wears a lot.
Yep.
I was like, I have a tendency to just talk to people and just, see what's going on. I was like, hey, man, that's a nice watch. What do you do? And he was like, oh, I own a couple bars around here, just being humble. He's like, I was like, which ones? He's like, oh, Elsewhere and Devil May Care and, the spots we love. And I was like, oh, dude, that's amazing. Like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, I'm supposed to meet like two new hires for our bars. Like apparently my friends text me and they're like some pretty girls from like Austin. And they were like surprising me for lunch. And I was like, okay, cool. He's like, I've been waiting here for like 2.5 hours though, and apparently they're running late. He was like just kind of sitting there drinking and we're talking, and 30 minutes go by and he's like, man, where are these girls? And he's texting someone. He's probably you.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, like, I think it must have been you and 2 other guys walk in. And he was like, what the fuck? I've been sitting here waiting for hot girls for 3 hours. And you guys like, I think it was like his birthday or something.
Bro, I don't even, you haven't told me that story. That's so funny. No.
So that's how I first met him. And that's when I found out. That had to be 2 years ago. I found out about Elsewhere too. He was showing me like, ideas,
the plans,
about what's going to happen next. And so this whole time I've been like, man, when is this place going to open? Because it's much closer to us. We live in the Dominion area too. So I think that's a hilarious story.
Yeah, no, it's hilarious, dude.
It must have been you or somebody else.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure he was very disappointed.
He was so disappointed. His face when he saw you guys walk through the door and you go, we're the hot girls.
Oh my God. Yeah, so man. Funny. So it's, dude, Elsewhere too has been a long time in the making. I think, we had been talking about it since like 2021, like the start of 2021 is kind of like, we're like, okay, like this, we think this is scalable. Like what, let's start looking at properties. Right. So we start by kind of just looking all over town and, we're looking Southtown. We were looking like way off of like 151 and like all this stuff. And, I remember like after months of kind of looking at all these different spots, my dad was like, hey, that like I have this property, right off 1604 in Northwest Military.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh shit. Like I didn't know that was an opportunity. And so went to go and look at it, and immediately we kind of just fell in love, and we were like, oh yeah, this is the spot. Yeah. And, I think we first got We went to Lake Flato, which is an incredible, incredible architect firm, man. And honestly, I would have loved to have them be our main architect, but we went just for the concept design, just because, I mean, that alone, dude, was so expensive.
So expensive, yeah.
I mean, these guys did the Pearl, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, they know what they're doing. And so Taryn has a good friend over there that I think now is the CEO. I believe his name's Todd. And so, yeah, I mean, they absolutely crushed the design. And we took that and found our current architect, Studio 8. And then, we kind of got introduced to Colliers, which is our structural engineer. And so that's kind of when that process started. But I mean, man, like we went through the ringer of trying to get, a good deal on a loan. And we went through like 4 or 5 different banks. We first went to Jefferson and, most of these guys, right, like they already don't like lending to bars and restaurants.
Sure.
And so I think when we took them the drawings and stuff like that, and they're just like, you want to put a Ferris wheel in your bar? They're just like, absolutely not. Like, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
So
all banks see is risk.
Oh my gosh, man. I mean, literally, like one of the banks in particular, I'm not going to name names, but like we literally got laughed at. And, Taryn kind of took it harder than I did. But I mean, like people were, I mean, still to this day, I think we still like people are in disbelief of what we're wanting to do with this place.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, man, it's been 2.5, 3 years of planning and now it's really starting to become surreal, man. Like, I mean, everything's coming to life. Yeah. And, we're 10 days out from opening up the second one, and we're just super stoked.
10 days.
Yeah.
That is exciting.
Man. I know.
By the time this comes out, it'll be less than 10 days.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's crazy too to see, like how one single choice to like get involved in a project, 5-6 years ago has impacted you, and now you're on this trajectory of like you're building your own thing, you're owning the dirt, you're like seeing a vision come to life that takes so long. Yeah. So like 10 days from now will be this kind of pinnacle where all of these things come together.
Right. It's pretty incredible, man. Yeah. I mean, like even like I told you, from the beginning, I just never thought like this would, be my life. Like I didn't think elsewhere was going to be, I didn't know we were going to win as many awards as we did. It's been a pleasant surprise, honestly. Yeah. It's been a huge blessing. Yeah. But it's funny, like how things work out that way, right? Like you have a plan, like my plan was to play baseball, and obviously that didn't work out. And, honestly now I'm at peace with it. Right.
Sure. And,
of course now, like I wish I could tell like all those kids that are like so invested in one thing, right, that there's other things out there that you can thrive at. Like, cause I mean, man, like the adrenaline you get from playing collegiate sports alone, like that's all I know. Right. And so that's all I can reference. But, I just didn't think when it ended, I was like, oh man, like everything else is going to suck.
Yeah. No, I think it's amazing. I think like kids should try to excel at things that aren't like, always career based or money based or whatever. Like there's gotta be these kind of esoteric goals out there that are big and bulky and like difficult to achieve and at the same time singular, where it's like, put your energy into something specific, and if it doesn't work out, that's okay. Accept it, move on, but use what you learn from that experience. Like college athletes make amazing like salespeople, business owners, because they can be so singularly focused on the same thing for a long time. Yeah, and they understand like the importance of practice and discipline and like choosing one thing over the other. So there's a ton of skills you get from it that you don't get from other things.
1,000%. But I'd say the biggest challenge is just taking that first step, you know what I mean? And transitioning. Cause once you do, like, again, now I can't even imagine my life without, the business that I'm in. and the partner that I have. You know what I mean? It's funny how it all has worked out. And I mean, it's way better than anything I could have ever imagined.
Sure.
You know? And so, yeah, I mean, especially with the second one, man, it was completely new territory. Like we had never, Taryn like had, in a way, like had a taste of development. He finished out like that first bar that he did, Ivy.
Yeah.
But a ground up construction, completely new to us.
Yeah.
And so, oh my gosh, man, it's been the most challenging thing I personally have ever done. But, you know, I'm starting to see like the light at the end of the tunnel, and that like our vision coming to fruition. And there's no better feeling of creating something from scratch.
Yeah.
And now I'm kind of we're just really excited to open this place up. And my favorite part of it, you know, Taryn and I have a really amazing partnership. I'd say we're, you know, at least, I mean, I'd say we're polar opposites, but that's what makes our partnership work so well, is because he's the passionate, creative, you know, he's an art collector. He loves getting out there in the community, and I mean, I do too, but he is so involved in all these different boards. And I'll be honest with you, like I'm kind of like more of like the introverted, like doing the back of house stuff and like wanting to work in the business. And so, man, it's just like we have an amazing dynamic. I like, cause again, I've said this since the beginning, I would have never opened up my own place. Like the only reason I did is because I had the support of, you know, my dad, who's been a longtime businessman, and then Taryn, who has, you know, been in the industry and has helped me, you know, I mean, still helped me to this day. I mean, we help each other to this day, but yeah, it's pretty incredible to see
awesome,
all
man.
this come to life. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you,
all
bro.
that success, and I'm sure I'll see you guys at elsewhere too soon. So.
Oh yeah, you'll be at the opening.
Let's go.
Yeah, you'll be at the opening.
I'm excited. I'll be the first one on the Ferris wheel. I'll test it out, man.
Yeah. Absolutely, dude.
I'm excited. Well, thanks for coming on, Nolan. Yeah. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and yeah, awesome to see everything kind of come to fruition.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to The Guru and the Good Dude, and we'll see you next time.